Badass Buckeye here talking about ESPN's top 10 college football rankings. The reason that's important is because it's a race to get to the top 4. Take a look. They have LSU Tigers at number 10. Last year they finished unranked, record 6-7. Brian Kelly is the new head coach from Notre Dame. It's a shock to see LSU at number 10 because they were 6-7 last year. And Max Johnson transferred as soon as Brian Kelly became the head coach. Not really surprised. I watched Max Johnson when they played Alabama last year, and I was thinking, this guy's not very good at all. It was a close game. They lost by 6 points, but if Max Johnson could have been a little bit better, and they might have won that game. So it might have been a good thing Max Johnson left and transferred out of there and give Miles Brennan a chance. A shock to see LSU at number 10. Here we have the Miami Hurricanes at number 9. Last year they finished unranked out of the top 25. The record was 7-5. New coach coming in, Mario Cristobal. At number 8, Oklahoma Sooners. Finished last year at number 10. Record was 11-2. New head coach Brent Venables, defensive coordinator from Clemson. Oklahoma at number 8. It might be somewhere in there. They should be. They lost their 2 starting quarterbacks from last year. They're gone, but the new incoming quarterback, we don't know how that's going to work out. We don't know if they're going to have that high-profile offense and their defense, how much that's going to be improved. Texas Longhorns at number 7. Last year, they were unranked in the top 25. The record was 5-7. New quarterbacks, Quinn Ewers and Malik Murphy. For Texas to be number 7, that's a shock. I find that unbelievable. I was wondering, does Texas own ESPN to get that ranking? It made no sense to me. At 5-7, they're going to have 2 new quarterbacks coming in, Ewers and Murphy. They don't have a whole lot of experience. Really going to be first-year starters. We're competing for the first-year starting job. It's a shock to see Texas here. It's really amazing. Number 6, Michigan Wolverines. Last year they finished number 3. Record was 12-2. Michigan lost 2 of their defensive ends to the NFL. At number 5, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They finished number 8 last year. The record was 11-2. New head coach Marcus Freeman, who was promoted from a defensive coordinator. The 2 new quarterbacks are going to be competing for that starting job from Notre Dame. They have very little experience. They've each thrown for a few hundred yards each. That's going to make or break Notre Dame's season because you need that experience at QB, to remain in the top 10. We'll see. Number 4, Clemson Tigers finished number 14 last year. Record was 10-3. Their QB is, I'm going to call him DJU. I know Clemson had a down year last year. It was because their offense, their defense was still very good. I'm assuming that the majority of the blame was on the offensive line. Of course, some of it was on DJU. We'll see if Clemson has fixed that offensive line to make life easier for DJU. Georgia Bulldogs at number 3. Of course, they finished number 1 last year. The record was 14-1. The thing about this is that just 3 starters are coming back from the defense, and QB Bennett will return. So I don't expect Georgia's defense to be as great as it was last year. They have plenty of talent. They'll still be very well. But you're going to have Bennett, who in most terms is just an average quarterback that can get the job done, an efficient quarterback. I don't know if Bennett can carry them back to the playoffs. That's a lot to ask. Number 2, Ohio State Buckeyes finished number 6 last year. Their record was 11-2. Quarterback is C.J. Stroud. For Ohio State, it all depends on if their defensive line has improved, has the talent risen. I know they have a new defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, and we'll see if his scheme or his schemes is going to fit the Buckeyes. Of course, the number 1 team is Alabama Crimson Tide. Finished number 2 last year, record 13-2. 8 starters coming back on defense. QB is Bryce Young. Now, I'm not surprised to see Alabama number 1. They're a great team. Bryce Young is a great quarterback. A lot of people coming back on defense. I expect Alabama. They have the talent, and they're high odds to win the national championship this year. They're really a great team. All hats off to them. The reason that top 10 is important, like I said in the beginning, is because it's a race to get to the top 4. Of course, the top 10 is going to change throughout the year. It's going to change every week, perhaps. The reason you should subscribe is because as the playoffs eventually increase, whether it's 1 year or 2 years from now, it's important to keep it in the top 10. That way you know who the top teams are. They're all competing for the top playoff spots. I cannot wait. Hopefully it will increase to at least the top 8. Now, that's what I want to see. I want to see a Super 8. If you can do me a great favor, YouTube only shows the videos if you like. If you hit the like, you get about 20, 30 likes, then YouTube will show more of your video. I do appreciate it. And if you're a Buckeye fan, I expect you, of course, to subscribe because I'm a Buckeye fan. Don't hold it against me. I want to thank you for your time.